because the hustler nation, from where majority comes from and from where my brother Senator of Nandi comes from, Mr. Speaker, today if you look at the rate of stress and depression-related deaths in those places, it is skyrocketing to 11% in Eldoret. It is skyrocketing to 7% in Kisumu, Mr. Speaker. It is going to about 15% in places like Nairobi, because these young people don't have opportunities for jobs and they're being frustrated, Mr. Speaker. I rest on that, and I make a very small comment on the issue of accidents, Mr. Speaker, that we have seen in this country, that even claimed again the life of comrades from Kenyatta University, Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order, Senator Chirange?
Mr. Speaker, is it I rise under Constitution on the right to dignity, human dignity, Article 28, and also Article 27, Mr. Speaker, on equality and freedom from discrimination. Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, for the senator from Nyatike, or sorry, from Migori, Mr. Speaker, County, to allege myself, the majority leader, and yours truly, that where we come from, there is high stress levels for young people, and that's, Mr. Speaker, yet this is a national problem. Is it in order to discriminate and abuse the dignity of the people we represent in this house, Mr. Speaker? Is it in order, Mr. Speaker? While we know where it comes from is more worse, Mr. Speaker. I can give the poverty index levels that there was there, Mr. Speaker.
Senator
oh, sorry.
No, you can have your seat. Senator Eddy Oketch, unless you have the data,
Yes.
you may have to proceed to withdraw that statement.
Mr. Speaker, I have the data of stress and depression levels in Eldoret and all other places in this country, Mr. Speaker. And I think that
You may proceed to table the statement.
Senator
Eddy,
Mr. Speaker, if you give me time, I will get you the data, because right now I'm telling you what is in my head.
Order, honorable senators. Senator Eddy.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed to table the data.
Mr. Speaker, if you give me time, I can prepare for you that and then bring it tomorrow.
Very well.
Or on Tuesday.
You will substantiate tomorrow.
But Mr. Speaker, there is a context that was misrepresented by Senator Chiragei. And I think that he struggles from the fact that perhaps he did not study linguistics. I don't know how he became a lawyer. Mr. Speaker, I said, for example, Eldoret, Kisumu, Nairobi. I could not be able to mention all these towns, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Eddy, stop eating into your time. Proceed to conclude your statement.
Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude by saying that the issue of accident in this country, Mr. Speaker, that actually even claimed the lives of 11 students from KU, again, struggling young people in this country who are comrades, who should not die without seeing their dreams come true, Mr. Speaker. I think that it should be declared a national emergency. And these are my reasons, Mr. Speaker. In 2020 and 2021, Mr. Speaker, the number of lives that we lost during COVID was 5,668. And I hope you can be able to fact check on that as well. But Mr. Speaker, if we had COVID and we declared a national emergency on COVID issues in this country for over 2.5 years, Mr. Speaker, and we had 5,668 deaths. You remember 2007 elections, Mr. Speaker, when things were heated in this country, we lost about 1,000 lives, Mr. Speaker. Yet we have got people dying on our roads on an average of 4,628 every year, Mr. Speaker. If we don't declare the road carnage that we are seeing in this country an emergency, Mr. Speaker, we are never going to deal with it. Because if it is not declared, even the ministry concerned, Mr. Speaker, cannot be able to deal sometimes with issues of road signages in this country that makes it impossible for even road users to know where there's a simple bump at night.
What is the point
or know where there's a simple...
Senator Eddy, just take your seat. Yes, Senator Kenya, proceed with the point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering, because it's just a statement, I'm wondering whether Eddy is debating the statement. I thought just to make his comment.
Senator Eddy, proceed to conclude. And don't start a debate on these statements.
Mr. Speaker, you know, Senator Kenyans is my senior.
Just proceed.
And you
Senator
know,
Eddy.